Okay, story time. I don't think I've ever done a story time, but you know. Okay, so, just in case you guys aren't aware, I am scuba certified and I haven't done much scuba diving, but I've tried. Actually, I haven't tried to. I still need to get my certification card. But, hold on. At this place, Blue Grotto in Williston, Florida. If I can actually. Hold on. Yeah. We're doing our things because it was a trip with the school. We had to do a certain amount of dives to actually get certified, so we were doing them. Well, during the training or during the dives, we were doing I think my third dive or second, I forget which one. I think it was like my third. While we were doing it, we what did we end up doing? Oh, we get in the water and the instructors were going through, like our instructor with our group was taking us down underwater one by one to work on CISAs. If you don't know what a CISA is, it's a controlled something ascent. I forget the exact name of it. All that's really important is I know how to do it. Basically, you go up the water. It allows you to go up the water with limited air, just humming the whole way up. I didn't exactly do it where I actually didn't take a breath until I was on the surface, but I did take a breath like when I was just like right under the top of the surface, which is realistic because the air molecules in your tank are so compact that when you get up further, there is a possibility of actually getting more air. Don't argue with me on that. The instructor even said that like where I took a breath was fine because it is possible that I could get more air in my tank by that point. Enough to take enough of a breath to continue. But anyways, while we're doing all that, while we were waiting for the next person to go, I'm sitting there in the water, pretty much back, or forget how it was. I was pretty much relaxed, waiting for them to come up. As I'm waiting for them to come up, the I hear a little bit of a hissing sound from behind me. If any of you actually have ever done scuba diving, you could probably guess what happened. While I'm sitting there waiting, I heard the hissing sound. I'm like, huh. I'm like, oh, probably just tank. I just leaned back. That's worked before. I leaned back, full out burst. Now, if you don't know anything about scuba tanks, you probably don't know what burst. If you do know anything about scuba tanks, you know what burst. On scuba tanks, there's an O-ring. Now, I checked the tanks to make sure I got one with that looked like a pretty decent O-ring that shouldn't have any issues. Yeah, apparently I didn't guess correctly. Apparently I didn't pick the right one. But the O-ring burst. I started with, I think we start with 2500 psi or 35, something like that. It's some big number. Well, I got in the water with my tank full. I got out with about, I think either 1000 or 500. No, it would have been 1000 because I think 500 is like pretty much you're getting in risky business right there. So I went from like 30, maybe 2500 psi to 1000 in seconds. Yeah, my buddy nearby, who I trust being my buddy whenever I'm scuba diving because whenever we were under there, he would constantly tap my shoulder and ask if I'm okay. Yeah, best buddy. Always made sure I was okay underwater. Made sure there was no issues. Perfect buddy. But yeah, he immediately rushed over to my tank and shut it off. It only took maybe 5, maybe 10 seconds for me to go from 30 or 2500 psi to 1000. Yeah, that's a big drop because 30 or 2500 psi can last you 2 dives. We did each of our dives, and we're probably in the water for maybe an hour or two each. So yeah, that's a lot of air to run out of that quickly. Yeah, that's not good.